Welcome to another edition of Green is Good. We're so excited to have with us today Jennifer Wright. She's the president of GreenBox NY. Jennifer, welcome to Green is Good.
Thank you so much.
You know, Jennifer, this is the second time GreenBox has been on Green is Good, but this is the first time you're making an appearance, so we're so honored to have you on today. And before we get talking about GreenBox New York and all the great things you're doing, I want you to first share the Jennifer Wright story, the Jennifer Wright journey leading up to the founding of GreenBox. Share your story with our listeners today, please.
Oh, sure. Well, I actually was in finance for about 10 years, and I around 2007, when the market started to turn, I started to look at other opportunities out there and went back to MBA school.
Right.
And I actually decided to pursue opportunities there. So
Okay.
I, at the time, was friends with Will Walsh, and he had just patented a wonderful product called the GreenBox Pizza Box, and we decided to start entering that into business competitions and various other events at my school, Columbia,
Right.
and we did very well. There was a tremendous amount of interest in the product, and we ended up getting initial seed funding through a venture capital arm of Columbia University.
Wow. Whoa. And what year was GreenBox and your Eco Incorporated founded?
We founded it, I guess around 2008 is when we sort of started to informally start the company.
Okay.
And then by 2009, when I finished school, and I had two business partners, we all basically finished all of our respective jobs, and I finished school, and we started up, and we just decided to take a run at it and raise some capital. And we did that in late 2009, and in 2010 we officially started the company.
Wow.
So we've been up and running for the last 4 years approximately.
And so let's tell the listeners, I'm on your great website right now, and for our listeners who want to follow along on their iPads or their mobile device or their laptops or desktops, it's www.greenboxnewyorkny.com, greenboxny.com. I'm on the website. It's beautiful. Share with our listeners about what you're doing at Eco and at the GreenBox line of products.
Sure. Our flagship product is the GreenBox Pizza Box that I mentioned. It is a multifunctional box that's made from 100% recycled material. The multifunctional aspect comes from two different areas. The first is that the top of the box breaks off and tears into plates, and the bottom of the box then folds into a storage container that you can actually fit in your fridge. So there's a lot of convenience out of that, but there's also a lot of environmental savings.
That's great. And so that's your main product, and you launched that. And how's it going? I mean, in terms of pizzerias here in New York and in other parts of the nation, how is the evolution of your GreenBox going?
Oh, it's been great. I guess when we spoke to you about 4 years ago or so, we were told up at one plant in the country. We now manufacture out of 8 different plants.
Wow.
We also manufacture for the Central American market down in El Salvador and Costa Rica, and we've just signed an agreement with a company in Australia to start manufacturing there for the Australian market. So we've really grown, and in addition to our flagship GreenBox Pizza Box,
Right.
We've added additional products. We now have a slice box, ancillary products that pizzerias would use, like slice boxes and sleeves for wraps and hoagie boxes and everything else. So
Wow.
we've managed to expand our product line along the way, along with growing the actual flagship product, which has been exciting.
Right. And let's talk about, obviously there's the obvious stuff. It's recycled box, but what are the other ways that your GreenBox line of products helps the environment?
Well, just looking at the actual GreenBox Pizza Box,
Yeah.
the very fact that we can tear off the top of the box and turn it into plates.
Yeah.
That saves on all around the country. Pizzerias are handing out plates along with their pizza boxes because pizza is a on-the-go type of food, so people are not always going home and taking plates out of their cupboard to use.
Right.
So we're minimizing the usage of additional paper plates, often which are plastic or styrofoam or even additional paper. In addition to that, we are the storage container. A lot of people, when they have leftovers, will use aluminum foil or plastic wrap to store the additional slices. And being able to reuse the box again enables us to save on those ancillary items. So
that's so interesting.
So it's great, and it's interesting. We've had a lot of calls from public works departments and pizzerias that are near beaches and parks, because there's a problem with pizza boxes in that they never fit in the outdoor trash cans, and they end up on the street. So the very fact that the box is perforated and can be broken down does help with additional pollution problems.
Wow. When you were starting this, I remember when Will, who unfortunately for our listeners out there was just the most delightful guest, but has passed since. But I remember Will telling me all about you, Jennifer, and I remember when you were just trying to get the word out. Talk a little bit about some of the early success that you had in socializing this product to the mainstream world and getting the word out. What happened and how'd you do that?
Sure. I guess it was 2009.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand what Twitter was all about, but
who did?
I decided to. I did. Okay. I mean, in the sense that I was learning as I went.
Yeah.
And I didn't even quite understand how I thought, well, if I tweet out to a celebrity like Ashton Kutcher, who was such a big Twitter champion at the time, what happens? So I just sent a link, kind of naively, to him to a demo video of our GreenBox pizza box, and he wrote back. He just wrote back the word "smart" and shared our link, I guess, with his Twitter followers.
Right.
And I didn't quite understand what that meant. I wasn't sure if that was a big deal or not because it happened so quickly.
Right.
But a day later, we had about 100,000 hits on our video, and before we knew it, we had 500,000, and now we have over 2 million hits on our demo video.
Wow.
And so that created a lot of initial interest in the product. But I think the interest really came from the fact that it's such a brilliant, simple idea that Bill came up with. And people get it right away and understand all of the problems around a bulky, cumbersome pizza box. So people, that's why they keep sharing it over and over in blogs and on Facebook and everything else.
Well, you're humble. You're humble about the Ashton Kutcher tweet because, social media for that kind of social good, and he really does get it, and he does do a lot of investing in the space, and the fact that he then tweeted about something that was so substantive and so real, and as you say, brilliant, new take, a better mousetrap. That's a powerful combination. Then, celebrity, social media, and a real new take on an old world product. That was a recipe for massive success, huh?
Yeah, and it's even to this day, 4 years later, we still have interest in the product. 2 weeks ago, Rachel Ray demonstrated it on her TV show, and it was on another show called The Chew on ABC, where the host demonstrated it. So it just speaks to the fact that it's something that people want to see more and more in the market.
Right. Well, for our listeners out there who just joined us, we're on today with Jennifer Wright. She's the president of GreenBox New York. You can check them out at www.greenboxnewyork.com. It's ny.com instead of spelling out all of New York. Jennifer, so here you are now, 5-6 years later into this whole, besides Columbia, then the launch of it in 2010. Now it's 2014. You got eight manufacturing facilities. You're in South America. You're going to Australia. How are you distributing GreenBox? Is GreenBox being distributed on a parlor-by-parlor basis? Do you have the big distribution companies selling it for you? And do any of the big chains, have they, stepped up yet and raised their hand and said, we're ready to make a move and do something really big and be first, and have joined on the GreenBox revolution yet?
To answer your question, the first part of your question, we distribute through distributors.
Okay.
So we're not the ones that are actually distributing the product to the pizzerias. We're distributing in large quantities to a distributor that can get it out more officially, maybe 2 to 3 times a week. Right. So that makes things much easier for us. We're working with a lot of the big national distributors. Our first and most widespread partner is Performance Food Group. It's Roma Foods Performance Food Group. They have a very big Italian food service arm, and they've been amazingly supportive of the product. Actually, we're going out to a pizza expo. If you can believe it, there's actually a pizza expo in Vegas at the end of the month with them.
Sounds like fun.
Show the product.
Sounds like fun.
It
Pizza
is.
Expo.
We eat a lot of pizza while we're there.
Vegas Pizza Expo. That sounds like a good time, actually.
It's a good combination.
Exactly.
So we distribute through a number of different regional distributors. It really depends on who we're selling to, and it's really driven by our customers. So,
we have a booth we actually have a booth at the expo?
We will be at the Performance Food Group Roma Foods booth, actually.
Gotcha. Do you go on sales calls yourself? Do you go and knock on the door of the CEO of Domino's or Papa John's or any of that stuff yourself?
Yes, we do. We try and get out and meet people, face to face as much as possible. But a lot of it is really from our office, from an efficiency point of view.
Right.
To answer your question about the big 4 pizza chains, there's been interest, but really, I guess the only way I could characterize it is it's hard to break through to the top levels of management, and we haven't been able to get their attention yet. But having said that, we have many big chains, 100-plus store chains, 40-store chains, 80-store chains that are already using the box. So I think, we're starting sort of at the grassroots level with independents all the way up to large chains, and maybe at some point one of the big chains will get it and realize what an amazing product it is for their customers.
What pizzeria was the first to adopt it in Manhattan, in New York City, in your hometown here?
It was a restaurant called Pizza by Serte, and they still use the product. It's great pizza there.
Where are they located? I want to give them a shout out. We always want to get the first adopters who took the first step forward. Some green is good love. Where are they located?
You know what's interesting about them is they were seriously our first adopters, in the sense that we actually had to hand deliver the boxes to them.
Wow.
We would go out to the warehouse and hand deliver boxes to them every week.
I love these people. So where are they located?
I know. They're at 132 East 56th Street.
132
they're excellent.
East 56.
They're really great.
So that's 56 and what? 56 and what cross area?
Yeah, they're between Park Avenue and Lexington.
Park and Lex, 56th Street, pizzeria. Go there and tell them thank you for carrying the GreenBox first. I would love that.
Yeah.
Would love that. Come on.
They actually, the box is perfect for them too, because they have a lot of businesses that they work with, and people buying pizza and bringing it back to their desks when they're working late, and they can fold up their leftover pizza and bring it home with them, and
that's
it
great.
Works out perfectly.
So this is perfect, and so okay. So now the company started. You had some of the investment people from Colombia. Who are the partners now? Is it still them? Did you raise more money? Is it just self-funded from here? How is it going in terms of that? And where are you going in the years ahead? What's the dream here now, Jennifer, from here on? Because you sound like you're rocking and rolling with Australia coming on, South America, 8 manufacturing across the country. country, and you're going to the Pizza Expo to the end of the month, and you're going to go land tons more business. What's next now? What's the next months and years ahead here?
We just want to get the GreenBox brand out there, and we have a lot of customers like Whole Foods that have been very supportive of the brand.
Do they have it in? Do they use it in Whole Foods?
Yep, we're in half of the Whole Foods regions around the country, and
Great.
That's growing every day.
More to come.
So they actually awarded us with a Responsible Packaging Award
That's
a
awesome.
year and a half ago. So
that is great.
Yeah, they're very supportive of the product, and we really just want people to look at the GreenBox brand and know they're getting a product that's not quote unquote greenwash, but one that is an environmentally friendly product that truly does help the environment. So, to the extent that we can expand our pizza box business, that's great. And we also want to expand the brand to other products like slice boxes and then any other food packaging item that is maybe outdated and outmoded and could be more environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
So that's our goal, and we're getting there every year.
How many
and,
now?
To answer your earlier question, we raised that initial capital through a small group of investors and Columbia University, and I'm happy to say that we haven't had to raise any additional capital. We've managed to be profitable since year one. So
now that's a great green story. Not only are you making the world a better place, but you're also green in terms of profitability, and that's a unique combination in this world. It's tough to especially since you started the business right in the in the middle of the crisis, 2008, 9, 10, and then to be profitable. Good for you, Jennifer. That shows great management, great skills on your behalf.
Oh, thank you. I think it speaks to the product too. It really, people just loved it from day one. So that made it a lot easier.
How many people are at the company now? How many people do you have working in your group of management team?
There's now 6 of us actually.
Wow.
We started with just a few of us, and so we've grown and then of course we work with all of the different plants around the country.
So approximately, you don't have to give an exact number, but how many boxes last year did GreenBox make and get involved with pizza? Was it 1 million? Was it 500,000? Was it 5 million? How many do you think got out there last year?
I knew you were going to ask this question, and I should have checked, but but
a lot.
It's in the millions. And,
that's awesome. That's all you have to say.
We're estimating probably 10 million next year.
Whoa, millions!
Yeah. So then every box we sell is made from 100% recycled material, so that's a good thing.
That is so great. Well, we got 2 minutes left here, Jennifer, and I want you to, we have a lot of young entrepreneurs. When Will came on the show, we were a small show in California and stuff of that nature. Now it's a national show, and it's an international show because not only does Clear Channel broadcast it on their iHeart Radio network, but after it broadcasts there, it gets uploaded on iTunes. So we have listeners that we interrelate with in Shanghai and Mumbai and South America and England and all around the world. What's some of give me 2 or 3 pearls of wisdom from Jennifer Wright on being a business leader in this world today, and not only a business leader, a sustainability leader?
I guess there's 2 things that come to mind.
Yeah.
The first thing is there's going to be a lot of naysayers from the beginning,
right?
And you just got to choose something that you believe in and go with it, and try to ignore the naysayers, because if you believe in it, that's what's going to make other people believe in it.
Right.
And tenacity. It's not always easy starting your own business, and there's a lot of work, and you just got to stick with it. And sometimes we wondered early on whether we would get to this stage, but we just kept working.
I love it.
With it.
That is great advice. And for our listeners out there that want to buy the GreenBox or use it, all the chains out there should be using it. And I know, Jennifer, you're going to get into the big chains eventually. Go to greenboxny.com, greenboxny.com. Jennifer Wright, thank you for being an inspiring sustainability entrepreneur. You are truly living proof that green is good.
Thank you so much.